Hey, what's up? It's Angelo, and it's another beautiful day to be alive here on planet Earth. I'm here in Portland, and the weather's starting to get autumnal. And I want to talk to you real quick about detoxification, especially those of you who are afflicted with cancer or other kinds of cellular diseases. This is something that I think is very important. If you're watching my videos, maybe you are fighting for your life. Maybe you're doing everything you can to figure out how it is that you can beat cancer when you've been told that you can't beat cancer, when you're told that there's basically just a matter of time and that time isn't much and you're going to die because you've tried it all. You've done chemotherapy, you've done radiation, you've done maybe even immunotherapy. I don't know. There's lots of different options, but if you're like me, you've probably tried lots of different pills. For me, it's been for epilepsy. I've even done the temozolomide, which was a chemotherapy oral pill that they gave me for my brain tumor that I am eradicating against all odds. And if you've watched some of my older videos, I was pretty down in the dumps. It's easy to get that way when you have cancer or you're terminal. Heck, it's even easy to get that way just from living in this crazy world that we live in. Things can get tough. But one way to get the mind and spirit clear is by starting with the body, because that's something that you can manipulate. You have full manipulative range on the body. And what I think is most important is basically, let's talk about a couple of things real quick, and these are things that I think you should start with, and then from there you can go into a little bit deeper into tweaking everything that you need to do. But starting things off, get yourself a good water filter. This particular bottle that I have, this Dylan, has an alkalizer in it as well, so it gets a good pH for my drinking water. I think it's somewhere around an 8. I could be wrong. I don't know a lot about the exact ins and outs, but I know alkalizing your blood and your cells is essential for overcoming sickness. Any kind of dis-ease, that means not ease. So cancer, inflammation is a big one. Most people don't even realize that they have inflammation because they've been putting toxins into their body for so long. Now, I don't just mean smoking cigarettes or drinking alcohol, though those are huge toxins that you definitely want to eliminate if you're any kind of sick. Talking about eating genetically modified foods. Genetically modified organisms, or GMOs, are things that you find mostly in all foods these days, unless it says on the food itself, no GMOs. Look for that, because that's essential. Organic is another thing you should be looking for. Don't eat foods that are not organic or that you do not know the source of where they came from. You can't substantially say that this farmer gave me this food. I know that farmer's growing practice is organic. Otherwise, you're rolling the dice and you're potentially putting lots of free radicals and genetically modified organisms into your body. Your body is 10% you and 90% all the stuff that you put into your body. So you literally are what you eat. All of your cells are composed of all of the nutrients that you feed it and all of the air that you breathe. So fresh air, clean water, that's the bottom line right there. So you want to get healthy, target in on that, and go with organic food. Now, let's say you're sick and you think you're eating pretty well. You're like, yeah, I get pretty good healthy food. Beware of the label natural. Everything is natural. Remember that anybody can call anything natural. They can sell you chunks of styrofoam and it's natural. Anything that exists is natural technically. Organic, on the other hand, there's a certification process involved. Now, I live here in Oregon, where the Oregon Tilth certification is one of the highest in the country. That's a good one to look for. But certified USDA organic, that should suffice. It's not the best, and granted, there are foods that are USDA certified organic that might be a little bit questionable. But always err on the side of caution. If you're going to buy organic, which you should, what I like to do is I get a bowl of a metal bowl or a glass bowl, put water in it, and just a drop of apple cider vinegar. I soak my fruits and vegetables in that for about 5 minutes. That really does a great job, more than scrubbing it would do with a little brush. And then I rinse it off with just cold tap water, and should be good to go. Get rid of a lot of the sprays that might have encountered your alleged, supposed organic foods in transit or anywhere else. So being clean, it's a process. People are like, how do you do it? It's so much work. Well, it is a lot of work, but it's also took a lot of work to get sick. So you got to undo that. You got to unravel that. Life is not as easy as taking a pill. It's work. And once you get into this, it can be fun, and it can be something that makes you feel good about yourself, and that you're on the highway to health, as some have called it, and doing it in a way that's completely natural and organic. I can't stress organic enough. Clean water. Now, wherever you live depends on what kind of water you're getting. If you're getting well water somewhere that's good on the East Coast, you're probably getting a lot more minerals than if you live out here in Portland like I do, because the soil content here is a lot of clay and basalt, so you're not getting mineral rich water. So you might want to consider about how you're going to supplement just having straight up distilled water. You definitely need to get those minerals into your system. The jury for me is still out about vitamins, buying vitamins, because a lot of the vitamins that you're getting on the shelves these days are manufactured by the pharmaceutical companies and the big agro companies that have purchased them. For example, the only one that I know of anymore that you can buy that's not owned by a major corporation is Mega Foods. It used to be there was a lot of good ones out there, but unfortunately those have all sold to like Procter and Gamble and Clorox and shit like that. So look out for where your food comes from. It doesn't always say it on the label either. So supplements are just that, supplements. You should be eating whole foods every day, fruits and vegetables. You think organics cost a lot of money, like I said? Well, you want a car to run optimally. You want to put good gasoline. You want to change the plugs. You want to do all these things to keep it on the road. Otherwise, what's it going to be? A junker. It's going to be a hoopty broke down on the side of the road. I've heard this before from me, and you've heard it from other people, but that's just basically the way it goes. So, what I like to do every day is I start my day off with 2 big glasses of water. I like to put cell food in it, which is a little dropper thing of amino acids. They're not cheap, but if you can't afford that, maybe just a couple little shakes of Celtic sea salt or pink Himalayan salt. Those are good. And invest yourself in a juicer and a bullet or a Vitamix or some kind of a high-powered blender where you can make nice smoothies and juices for yourself. That's a good way to flush the system. If you go vegan, organic for, let's say, a month, if you can do that, and you're sick, I can guarantee you'll start feeling the results right away. You will. You'll start. You might feel sick initially because all of those toxins are coming out of your cells, out of your lymph nodes, and your liver and your intestinal tract, and they're being replaced with healthy bugs your microflora is getting replenished with those of fresh fruits and vegetables. It's also really good to eat um, foods that are from your region that were farmed locally and organically. Those are very important things to remember. Um, and stay away from packaged processed foods. The three P's are packaged, processed, and preservatives. Those three things don't offer your body any positive things except filling you up and making poop. That's it. You're just going to pass through and your body's going to cling to what it can because your body needs something, and it doesn't. Your body knows, it's wise enough to know that something is better than nothing. Obviously, you don't want to starve yourself, but giving your gut a little break through drinking some good water, maybe doing a little intermittent fasting. Do some exploration for yourself. But for me today, this is a smoothie I made. This is one giant mango that I have from the store. Organic, of course, all the stuff in here is organic. I put some spirulina, which is one of the highest protein sources on earth, if not the highest. Chlorella, again, similar to spirulina. Um, I actually did use frozen fruits in this because it does cool it down, and I don't like to put just ice in anything. So I do have some frozen strawberries. Fresh seasonal strawberries are great. I have some blueberries in here. A little bit of ginger, because ginger is good for burning out some of those toxins in your system. Though I do take ginger with lemon water in the morning earlier on in the day. So usually I don't put the ginger in with the smoothie. I like the smoothie to taste just like a nice dessertive meal. An organic banana in there, which of course is not local because we live in Oregon. We don't grow banana. We can grow the trees, but we don't get the fruit here. Avocados, a little bit too far north here to get avocados. There's avocado in this, and I like using like mixing and matching. I like throwing spices in foods when I make foods, so I like to dabble. In this one, I've got a little bit of maca root. It's good for controlling your hormone levels. If you have hormone imbalances or stress imbalances, it's also good for libido. So I hear. And it tastes so damn good. Something like this that I just whipped up in the Vitamix, that would probably cost me $20 because it's like 2 16 ounces in that thing. That's a quart. So making your own, investing in a blender, juicer. A lot of people buy them, and then the next month, 6 months, a year later, they're at the Goodwill or somewhere because people just give up on juicing. Sticking to juicing is something that's revolutionized my life. It's changed my life. I feel so much better. It's not just the food, it's the sleep, it's the exercise, it's the mindfulness, meditation, yoga, whatever you can do, walking, just being grateful. That's how you kill cancer. That's how you give light to life. Being healthy, doing everything that you can. And after a while, it doesn't feel like it's a chore. It doesn't feel like, oh God, I gotta go eat that healthy food. I want this salty, sweet food. I want this pizza. I want these fries. You start to crave what's healthy when you bring your body into balance. So remember that. You can do it. I have faith in you. You don't need those pills. Maybe you do. Consult your doctor. Disclaimer. If you trust in that. Your healthcare provider, talk to them. But do the right thing for yourself. Like Spike Lee says, do the right thing. And that's what I'm saying about your health, eating well and being strong. And remember, always organic, always organic, always living foods, whole foods, not the store, not the Amazon-based store, but I mean real whole foods, fresh fruits and vegetables, organic, and if you can, locally sourced. And be an ingredient reader like me. It's always best to read what's in your foods. but it's better to just buy actual whole foods because it is what it is. You don't have to look what's put into it. It's just the thing that you're eating is what it is. Um, and yeah, water. Make sure to get a good water every day. Make sure it's a clean source. Tap water, you're going to get like chlorine and other chemicals that are put in there to make it potable. There's only about 1% of the earth's water is drinkable, and about 1/10% of water that's drinkable at its source. So be mindful of that, and do your best. Don't be hard on yourself. Just trial and error, and if you don't make it the first time, don't give up. You're going to make it if you stick to a regimen of health and well-being, positive thinking, and active lifestyle in whatever capacity you're able to do. No two people are the same, so don't compare yourself with others. If you stick to a healthy and positive mindset and regimen, you will cure yourself. It's totally doable. All right, have a great day. Thank you for sharing your day with me in this small capacity, and I hope you have a beautiful one. Peace, y'all.